Adventure Kids, here we are again. It's so good to see you sat there watching this. So great to see you. We miss you and we love you so much. But today we are carrying on learning about Abraham. So we are going to learn all about the promises that God made and whether or not they came true. So I am going to hand over to Rachel now and she is going to tell us all about it.
Hi Adventure Kids, it's Rachel here again and I've brought my raccoon friend to help tell the story. Do you remember what his name is? If you said Rocket, you would be right. Say hello to the boys and girls, Rocket. So last week, Tamsin was talking to us about a couple who really wanted to have a baby. Do you remember what their names were, Rocket? I don't think it was Adam and Sandy. Boys and girls, do you remember what their names were? Their names were Abraham and Sarah. And God made them a promise that they would have a baby. But a long time had passed since God made that promise, and Sarah began to doubt that it was actually going to happen. She saw lots of other people with babies, and she was sad. Do you know how long the time was that passed, Rocket? Yes, even longer time than it is between now and Christmas. So, Abraham and Sarah were getting very old. They were 99 years old, nearly 100. No, Rocket, I'm not 100 years old. That's a very naughty raccoon to say things like that. Okay, I accept your apology. So, anyway, a long time had passed and they were 99 years old. And lo and behold, Sarah became pregnant. And she gave birth to a baby boy. Sarah was so happy and Abraham was so happy that they laughed. And they named their baby boy Isaac. What do you think Isaac might mean, Rocket? That's a good guess. Rocket said he thought it might mean we waited a long time. But actually, Isaac means he laughs, because Sarah laughed because she was so happy. And she said, people will laugh when they hear that I had a baby when I was so old. And Abraham was also really happy, and when Isaac grew up a little bit, they had a big party to celebrate. Yes, something like a birthday party, Rocket. So, wasn't that a lovely story with a fabulous happy ending? And there are 3 things that Rocket and I would like you to remember from that story. The first point is that Sarah is reminded that she can trust in God. So we can trust in God too, can't we, Rocket? Just like Sarah and Abraham did. Point number 2 is that nothing is too hard for God. If he can make people to have babies when they're really old, he can do anything, can't he, Rocket? And then point number 3 is that Abraham and Sarah saw that God's promises came true. And God's promises can come true for us too. What promise of God's do you think can come true for us, Rocket? That's right. God promises that he loves us. And we love you too, boys and girls, and we hope that we get to see you soon. That's all for now. Bye!
What you'll need for this week's activities is your star that you made last week, or hopefully you made more than one. So you'll need them and you will need a pen. I've got a whiteboard pen, but any pen that will write on foil. What we are going to do is we are going to think about all the different people in our family, because we learned about Abraham, didn't we, and about the promise that God made that he would be the father of many nations, that he would have as many children as there are stars in the sky. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to the countryside, Adventure Kids. You've ever been away from all the bright lights of the city. But if you look up at the night time when you're in the country, there are so many stars. It's unbelievable. And that's just like looking up in Derbyshire, just in that little section of the world maybe. And so maybe if you go all the way to Australia, there's loads more stars. So that is amazing. So what I thought we could do is we could get our stars and we could write on some people's names. So I've already done one. I've written Mum, Dad and Matt. So that's my mum and my dad and my brother Matthew. So they live in one house, so I thought I could put them on one star together. Then my sister is called Lucy and her husband is called John. And then in lockdown, I got a baby nephew and his name is Noah. So I'm going to write them on one. And then who else is in my family? I've got my auntie and all my aunties and my uncles on my dad's side. So I'll write them. So Anne, Liam and David. And that can represent all of them and all their families. And then on my mum's side, I've got Sheila, my auntie Sheila, and her husband and all their children. So we'll write that to represent them. And then who else have I got in my family? I've got a very big family, so I'm only doing a few because otherwise it would take all day. There we go. So once you have written all your stars, so you've got all your names on it, I don't know if you can see, a bit difficult, but once you've written all your writing, what I thought would be amazing is if we got all of these people, so maybe you want to make one each, maybe you don't want to cover it in foil, just write it on, draw some little stars and write everyone in your family's names. Maybe you could see how many people are in your family. You can count them all out and get a star for each person, and you can work out how many people are in your family. I think that would be quite interesting. So once you've got all your stars, you've got them all here. What I thought would be amazing is if we prayed for them and we prayed a blessing over them. So some of you might have heard the song that's called The Blessing, and it says, "May his favour be upon you and 1,000 generations." And I thought it would be amazing to say that over our family and say that over our friends. So for example, I've got Mum, Dad and Matt, my brother, here. So maybe I want to pray, "Lord God, I thank you for my mum and my dad and my brother, and I pray that your favour and your blessing will be over them and all their family members, and for 1,000 generations that their family, our family, will continue to be blessed by you." Maybe you want to say a simple prayer, "God, may your favour be upon them." Done. Next person. So I've got family called Laura and Will, and they're 3 children. So maybe I want to pray the same thing. "Lord, pray that your favour and your blessing will be with them." And you can keep doing this. Maybe you want to put the song on. I'll link it in the description. And grown-ups, you should have had an email with it in. And you can sing that song over them. You could say, "Lord, I thank you for them, and I pray that your blessing will be on them, that your favour will be on them." So we are going to do that right now. I want you to join in with me. Maybe get all your stars lined up in front of you, or maybe you just want to think about the people who are in your family, and we are going to pray for them right now. Dear God, I thank you that you want to bless us and you want to bless our family. And I pray for each and every person whose name is written down on a star, Lord. I pray for these people who are written on my stars, Lord, and for all the people who are written on every child's stars that they've made, Lord God, that you would bless them and that you would keep them safe. And Lord, I pray that you will let people know that something in them will just know today that you are with them, that they will just have a real sense of your presence and your love, Lord God. And I thank you that you are here for us and that you want to bless us, that you care for us and that you love us. Amen. Amazing. Well, that is everything this week, Adventure Kids. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I would love to hear from you. So don't hesitate to get in contact with us. Grown-ups, you know our email. It is adventurekids@heart.church, or on social media we are Heart Church Kids. So just get in contact with us. We would love to hear from you, hear about how your family's doing, how going back to school and nursery's going. We would love to hear all of it. So don't hesitate, get in contact with us. And that is everything. So have an amazing week. We love you lots, and we can't wait to see you soon. Bye!